Xiaoya explained in shock, because even the memory alloy that could recover from damage was irreparably damaged. She asked with doubt if Jiancheng High really had someone this powerful. The brown-haired boy immediately replied saying that this probably wasn't a high school student. He theorized that a Tier 2 ability user accidentally ended up here, successfully coming to an incorrect conclusion. The students also began backing up this, saying it was impossible for a high schooler to be so strong. However, Xiaoya suddenly put 2 and 2 together. She reminded them that the only person who they saw on their way here was Xu Jingming. What if he had been hiding his strength in order to show off in tomorrow's combat exam? But immediately her theory was shot down. To them it felt like something that came out of a web novel. To them, no matter how strong an E rank was, that strength had limits. The brown-haired guy said that the room had 2 exits, meaning whoever did this probably escaped using the other exit. He asked Tang Chi what she thought. She absent-mindedly replied maybe. While examining the damage, she muses that the hole bears a resemblance to a spear. She wonders if this was Jing's reason for joining the exam. The next day, just in front of the test site, numerous candidates and vehicles can be seen in the surroundings. Jingming dismounts their school bus with a smug look on his face. By the corner, a couple of Awakened are shocked by the difficulty of the test. Normally, the exam featured unranked beasts like shadow cats or iron-haired boars. A unicorn rhino was just too much for them. Immediately, a dark-haired student says in an arrogant tone that so what if it's a unicorn rhino? Shocking the other students, he continued saying, if they were unable to handle such a beast, even if they were to get into the university, they would just be nobodies. Jingming asks his friend Lu Jiesu about the person speaking so arrogantly, to which he responds by saying that this was Zhou Mingyang from Jiancheng's first high school, Gale's sword. He is said to have a B rank ability Agility Gale, and has already advanced from unranked to Tier 1. Jing says with a smile that Zhou is the top contender for this year's valedictorian for the exam, but deep down he wonders between the both of them who is stronger. Honestly, how long do you think this Zhou guy will stay relevant? Soon after, their attention of all the Awakened is called by the chief commander of the Jiancheng combat exam, Wang Haiyang. He begins to over the rules of the exam. The location is the ruined building behind him. The exam is 3 hours from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The exam location is divided into 4 zones: outer, middle, inner, and the core. The aim of the exam is to kill beasts, and the stronger the beast, the more points they earn. He notes that the core zones are just bonus questions for the higher level candidates, and they shouldn't risk their lives just for points. The candidate then begin to receive exam supplies from their homeroom teacher, a smartwatch that registers the beast killed and collects points, a backpack that has food supply and medical supplies for the exam, and the safety sphere that creates a force field to protect the students. The homeroom teacher explains that once the safety sphere is used, that would signify the end of the exam for the candidate, but their life is more valuable than the exam. To which Jing replies thankfully for the advice. As soon as he leaves, Lin Qingwan immediately calls out to him, and Lu, Jing's friend, wants to form a team to carry his sorry ass. But the other nobodies in the team don't like that. They don't want him in their team, since his ability is only E rank. Lu presses the bowl cut, flocked-looking MF asking him why he is changing his mind all of a sudden. To which he answers that Lu will probably be dead weight. This pisses off Lu, but Jing stops him from exploding on the 2 nobodies. Jing says he will go solo, so they should form their team. The both of them agree with slight hesitation. As Jing's friends begin to leave, he mutters to himself that even without a team he is still sure of passing. Soon after the test begins, drone activate to live stream the event. Candidate begin to swarm into the site. As soon as Jing enters, he immediately checks his smartwatch. The smartwatch displays the top 3. He notes that the top 3 are all from Jiancheng's first high school, with Zhou Mingyang at the top. Jing decides to head to the core area editor to rack up points, but as he is moving through the outer area, he spots a bloodied body laying on the ground. He yells in shock that this student didn't even have time to use his safety sphere. No wonder his teacher didn't want him participating. Shout out the teacher, he at least a decent person. Jing thinks to himself that without his S-rank ability, he might have ended up like this, yeah no shit. Just as he bent to call the logistics, he hears a sound. He soon realizes that whatever attacked this student left him alive on purpose. This was a trap from the start. Jing quickly got up to face the ferocious shadow cat. The monster immediately lunged at him, but he was able to dodge it in time. Jing muses that shadow cat is extremely agile while having a powerful bite force, which gives it the deserved title of newbie killer. He continues saying all fierce beasts have a strong aura that paralyzes their prey. Even Awakened who met these fierce beasts for the first time have trouble displaying 30% of their true strength. For this reason wealthy families expose their children to these beasts in order to prepare them. But he doesn't have that privilege, so this is truly his first time in the presence of a fierce beast. The shadow cat, seeing Jing standing still, lunges once more at him. As it approaches him, his arms tremble, and the spear pierces through the shadow cat, ending it in one blow. Soon after, a blue panel pops up notifying him that he has killed a shadow cat, obtaining 3 ability points. All fierce beasts are divided into 9 ranks with strength corresponding to human awakened. Jing muttered that unranked beasts give a low amount of ability points, and he needs these ability points to upgrade his stats. He states that since the fierce beast aura has little effect on him, he will go deeper into the test aura to farm more aura. Sorry, I mean ability points. So with that, RMC Jingming goes on a killing spree hunting down shadow cats and iron-haired boars for points. He thinks to himself that he obtained a good amount of points. However, he doesn't use his ability because it drains his stamina and can't be used throughout the duration of the exam, so before he enters the core zone, he won't use his true strength. Soon enough he meets the infamous unicorn rhino. I'm not gonna lie, this just looks like a rhino with a weird horn. The rhino knocks over cars as it chases Jing with full force. Suddenly it closes in on him with immense speed, leaving Jing nowhere to move. However, Jing just leaps above the rhino and stabs his spear on the rhino's face, causing it to scream in agony. The rhino crashes to the floor and dies instantly. Jing lands on the floor thinking that even this rhino isn't that strong. He notices that his killing speed has improved and wonders if his spear skill has improved. He opens up the system, and sure enough his technique has broken through to the intermediate rank. He wonders if intermediate spearmanship can improve his strength this much. What would happen if he increased it further? He then continued to add more points, and suddenly numerous advanced spear techniques flooded his mind. He immediately thinks of finding a Tier 1 beast to test on. At the same time, the group with Lu, lynching one were passing by. Lin says in puzzlement that she thinks she saw Jing around here. The rest of the squad are doubt, saying that with his strength, he wouldn't be able to make it this far without getting slimed. As if on cue, the bowl-cut guy from earlier calls everyone's attention. Beside him is a unicorn rhino. Bowl-cut says that the wound is yet to dry, so it wasn't long before it was killed. The wound in question was from a long-handed weapon, probably a spear. This further fuels lynching one's suspicion, as she reiterates that the person she saw has to be Xu Jingming. The other were still adamant, saying that only AC rank Awakened could hope to kill this rhino alone. Bowl-cut says that if Jing is actually the one who did it, why don't they check the ranking? And to their surprise, Jingming's name is revealed to be at 47th place with 256 points acclimated. All 3 of the skeptical nobodies immediately start pissing their pants. Outside the testing site, a group of black suites are watching the exam. The person who they are most interested in is Zhou Mingyang, the B rank, who has accumulated 412 points and is leading the ranking. They wonder if he would be able to make it into the top 100 of the Jiangnan province. Zhang Wenshan, the director of Jiancheng Education Bureau, remarks that Zhou Mingyang has the potential to do so in his opinion off course. He congratulates the first high school for this as well as the third high school for entering the top 10, but is unhappy with the second high school. This is Jing's school. Their best student is only at rank 18. To which the principal bows profusely. He thinks to himself that in the top 50 only 8 are from his high school. Li Ming Yangjian, Tangju Xu Jingming? He pauses for a moment. This was the first time he was hearing such a name. He wondered was they such a person in the advanced class. Jing's homeroom teacher, on the other hand, was sweating bullets. He wondered wasn't he an E rank? How could he show so much prowess in this exam? Stared at the monitor, and the question was eating at him. Meanwhile, inside the testing site at the central zone, Jing was strolling while eating an energy bar. He thinks to himself that beasts have been scarce since he entered the central area. Rank beasts have a sense of territory, so they are harder to deal with. But in this moment, he spots it, a huge tiger that sent all the cars surrounding it flying in different directions. A rank 1 arm-blade tiger. He smiles saying his luck is good, and then he pounces saying he would really like to test his improved spear skills.